Please tell a friend to tell another friend to tell that other friend that Miss Liliana has dropped another video, and today she's talking about financial literacy. She's talking about how you should learn how to control money, not money control you. So tell that friend that this video is a good catch. Okay, you know what to do now. Please subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video to that friend, and leave a comment under this video on how these videos are impacting you. Hi, my people. Welcome back to Keep Building Show. Welcome back to another episode of Keep Building Show. I'm your host, Miss Miliana. And if you are new here, all we do is to bring you topics about life building in various aspects. And I also share my personal life stories that align with each topic. So stay tuned. To my OGs, thank you so much for being with me. And I will say thank you so much for supporting me throughout this point. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Share this channel to a friend if you have not, and leave a comment down below of what this past few episode have impacted in you. Right? Thank you so much once again. And for today's episode, we are talking about financial literacy. I think from last week's episode and this week's episode, I'm so geared up because as of now, I have learned about financial literacy since last year. I've learned a lot, but I realized that I still keep falling back and I still keep learning a lot of things. And I came across this wonderful word called frugal. And I said, next day I'm gonna be frugal. Next year I'm really, really gonna be frugal. What it means is that I'm gonna be very economical with my money so that I can save much and now I can use the money I save to invest. That's basically it. So I'm not going to be spending money on anything that isn't going to be like anything that isn't going to be a long term something. So even if I'm sewing a dress or something, I'm like, would I be wearing it multiple? Should I do I see myself wearing it multiple times? If I do, yes, I'm gonna get it. If I don't, no. So that's actually what it means. So that I'm now working, I'm now self-employed, and doing that is going to make me know what I have, know how much I'm saving and all that, and then I can start investing by the end of next year. So that's the goal for next year, is to be frugal. That's just by the way. So what we do now is to get into my story segment about financial literacy. And this time around, you're going to be talking about last year, May, when finances almost took me into the depression mode. Finances almost took me into the depression mode. First and foremost, I'm a firstborn child in an African home, and the pressure is pressuring. I am at a point in time now. The family people, my family call me family manager, family head. In fact, I'm kind of like the CEO of the family. Everything comes to me, and it's very draining, and so it's very draining both financially and emotionally. And all we have, or all I have, is God and some of my friends to help me go through it. But one of the things most of my friends can't help me with is my finances. So I have to find out how to do that. And just so you know, last year I just had finished university and I was doing my national service. So I was doing my national service. I wasn't paid much, but I had to cater for the family with the support of my uncle, and that was like, because the one my uncle said is not going to do anything. I have to add mine. So I was draining. I'm making the money, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not even spending on myself. Like for like 3 years to that point, I wasn't spending on myself. I had barbed my hair. I was just trying to find ways and means to support the family fully. But I realized that if I keep doing that, I'm not ever going to step up. I'm not ever going to be successful. So what do I do to be able to save money, invest money, and make money so that if it multiplies, I can now support home very well? So I had to change my mindset. I started learning about financial literacy. What I learned about it is the first thing I had to do is that my family is going to be okay if I don't send the money. So I had to say, okay, as of now, they don't know that. So instead of, mostly they are requesting for maybe 500 CDs, I send them 200 CDs and tell them that that's the only money I had. And I kept doing that, and I kept reducing it. So it sank in their head that I didn't have that much to give them, and they were fine, and they were content, right? And they understood that, okay, we should take our time. But if I didn't do that, they wouldn't have known that I was going through that. That was the first thing I did, and I'm still doing it because it's fluctuate. I'm still like, they still have my Mumu button, so I'm still like finding my way around that. Then we went. I started budgeting and seeing where my money goes and all those things, and it was okay. I'm still at the point whereby there's no much in savings, there's no debts, but I'm just in the middle. So it's by day something. So I want to move from that. So that's why I want to be frugal. So I started learning about financial literacy last year, and that's the major thing in my mind right now, that my family, they are going to be all right if I don't give them all that I have. So we split, right? Then now I started businesses which didn't go well, thinking that the first thing I have to do with my saved money was to start a business so that there'll be income coming. But I realized that I had to learn a lot about the business, and doing that, sometimes you have to practice it. And at the beginning, maybe the first 6 months, you have to keep investing in your money. So I think there has to be some income coming in, or it has to be a business that doesn't actually demand for a lot of capital. So that's what I learned from that. And all this is to say that finances actually can take you into depression. So you should be on your games. You should be on your numbers game. And that has changed my life. And next year, I think I may take you through the frugal process, and trying to show you what I made in a month, and then also my budgets and all those things, for you to understand what it is about. So basically, that's what I did. That's my personal story from last year. And after I did that, or after I did the steady budgeting and making sure my family, communicating to my family that I'm not financially buoyant and I can't help you that much, though I'm working, they understood me. But it took a whole long while, like 6 months, before they got it that Franca is actually not having money. And later on, now I am a bit stable. I don't owe, because those times I used to borrow to give them, but now I don't borrow. What we have is what we are going to split. I take my own, you take your own, and that's what we've been working on. So now it's time for us to multiply the income that's coming, or it's to save the income that's coming and then multiply it. So that's the next journey we are going on, and that's it. So now let's get into the main deal, which is the steps you can take, or the financial steps or financial literacy steps you can take, that will help you. So the very first thing that you need to do is to track your expenses. Find Write them down. Get a book and write them down, and find out what is making you spend a lot, what is taking your money, where your money is going is very, very important. After you know where your money is going, then now you can say, okay, now let me budget, right? And you could use this rule, 50/30/20, right? So 50% of your money or of your income at the end of the month will go into your needs. Needs are your food, your electricity bills, rent, and all those things. That's 50% of your money every month. Then 30% goes into your wants. So 30% can include your family. So that's what I do. Include your family and all those things that you need, your clothes and all those things that you need. Then you save 20%. Or if you are owing, you use that 20% to clear your debt. And after you are done clearing your debt, now you can save the 20%. So that's basically it for creating your budget. Then now you start building an emergency fund. So now you don't know what will happen, right? So creating your emergency fund is actually, when you are owing some people, so the 20% you are done clearing it, then now you save extra 20%, or you save that 20% to accumulate into some sum of money, and you keep that as your emergency fund. So immediately anything happens, that's what you're going for. You don't go in for any other savings. Then now you understand debt. There's bad debt and there's good debt, some way, somehow. So there are debts that, this is more technical to maybe business people. So when you are in the business field, you can actually go for loans from the bank and run your business and make a lot of money, then give back the bank their money plus interest, and you get your profits at the end of the whole year or something. So that's like you've gone for a debt, but at the long run, it's going to give you a good return. So that's a good debt. A bad debt is a debt that is going to just withdraw money from you. So you are going to borrow. Let's say in Ghana here we have quick loan, so you go for quick loan and you are going to use to buy food. After eating, the food is not going to come back again. You are going to go to the toilet and then that's it. So it's not going to be bringing you back anything, any good return. So that's a bad debt. So understand those two things. And so when you are buying something, try, or when you are spending or something, realize if it's a good debt or a bad debt. Because I bought a week cap as a birthday present for myself this year, and in the long run, I was thinking, was this a good um, buy or a bad buy? And I realized actually it was a good buy, because in the space where I don't have anything to do to my hair, all I need to do is get my hair into cornrows and wear the wig cap, and the wig cap is good. It's a good investment. So it's a long term something I'm going to wear. I don't have to struggle. If I don't have the money to do my new get a new hair, I'm just going to wear my wig cap and it's good. So you should understand that you have to know your debts and all those things, right? Now the next thing is to invest early. At this point, I am not an investment guru yet, because all the investment I've done has failed, because I was investing into businesses and I'm still learning the business world. But so far so good. We've learned a lot and we are going to implement it next year. We've started implementing it already, but it's going so well. So now let's see how next year is going to be. When also you are being frugal and being on business, money is going to come in, and I'm going to teach you what we should invest in, right? The next thing is learn to say no. It's very important. You may have those friends that will come to you and be like, oh, let's go out, let's do this, let's do that. But in the long run, you're going to spend money which you won't be able to get back. So if you could minimize your outing, and actually do not say you won't go out, but if you're going out, budget for it. It should be on your budget. If it exceeds your budget, tell your friends that it exceeds your budget. So I think earlier this year, or or late last year, I had a friend who invited me for a lunch date, and I always make it specific to her that this is my budget. My budget is 200 cedis, so please get a location that my 200 cedis will be enough. I go most of the time. She spends about 500 cedis, and I spend my 200 cedis. I'm okay. We have fun, and that is it. So know how to say no. If you can't, if it's more than your budget, do not go. Just say no. You'll be fine. You won't die. All right. All right, sorry. There was a cut in my video, pardon me, but we are almost done. And I was talking about learn to say no. Sometimes when we find ourselves in some groups or some companies, that when you say no about, or let's go out, and or a friend invites you, or friends or a group of friends says, oh, let's go hang out, and you really do not have the money, but you just want to be part of the group. You just want to show up like, yeah, me too, I did. Like I'm also good. But you don't really have the finances. You are on the budget. So it's good for you to have a budget whilst you're going out. And when you communicate that to your friends. If your friends very are good friends, they should understand that, oh, please, this is my financial status, like this is where I am, and this is the only money I can spend. So whatever we are gonna do, please let it be between the space. And that's it. Communication and saying no is very important. When you realize that, oh, I can't go for this trip, say no. There's no harm in saying no. Learn to say no. That was actually going to save your time, save your money as well. These two things are very, very valuable, right? So let's get into lesson of from the podcast, and we are going to take a lesson from Jay Shetty. All right, so Jay Shetty, one of his podcasts, he shared a phrase, or shared a words that do not let money control you, but take control of your money. Do not let money control you, but take control of your money. Even oftentimes we let our bodies and money control us in whatever we do. If we don't have money, we say we can't do this. There is a school of thought that a lot of people find themselves in. when they want to start a business. When they want to start a business, the very first thing you say is, I'm looking for capital, right? And the capital they are talking about is not stock. The capital they are talking about is not knowledge. The capital they are talking about is not research, but the capital they are talking about is money. So without the money, they say they can't move. So they are making money control them to start up the business. That is it. One other way of we letting our body control us is that we have slept maybe by 10 p.m. and we can be awake by 5 a.m. But because the body is tired, we'll be like, let's sleep more instead of us to just stand up and then start our daily activities by 5 a.m. So it's time for us to control our bodies and control our money and also even control our time. We don't have to waste time, right? And all this play a very big factor in becoming successful in life, right? So please learn to control money, control your body, and control your time. Do not let them control you. Do not let money control you. Do not let time control you. Do not let your body control you. Rather control them, and that will make you so successful in whatever you want to achieve, right? So the very final thing is question of the day. And the question for today is, what is one financial habit you can start or improve this week, right? I currently am trying to be frugal. As I said earlier, being frugal means being very economical. So I am trying to see if I could limit my expenditure on my food. Rather, I want to cook and have healthy dishes eat from my kitchen than to buy. So that's what I'm working on currently, and I'm budgeting that I spend about just 50 cedis a week. So meaning that in a month I spend 200 cedis because my income is not that big for me to explore much funds on food. So let's see how it goes, and please try and practice this. It helps. I am practicing it as I'm sharing with you, and at the long run, if you come back watch my videos from previous, then you'll be like, oh, she did this and look at her now. It really doesn't make sense now, but in the long run it's gonna make sense. So now you know what we do here. Please tell a friend to tell another friend to tell that other friend that Miss Miliana has dropped another video, and today she's talking about financial literacy. She's talking about how you should learn how to control money, not money control you. So tell that friend that this video is a good catch. Okay, you know what to do now. Please subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video to that friend, and leave a comment under this video on how these videos are impacting you. Thank you so much for watching, and it's bye for now.